Welcome back to the channel. I thought I would take the opportunity to get a highly requested video out of the way, and that is my watch collection. So before we get into it, the vast amounts of Earnshaw watches that I have, I will not be including in this video for two reasons. First reason is there's a lot of them because the brand send them to me. I don't buy them, the brand send them to me, like they gift me the watches. If I like the look of them, I'll wear them. Most of them, like a lot of them I give away to friends, to family, Instagram followers, and so on. And in the nature of keeping this video short, I won't be including Earnshaw watches in this collection video. I'll only be going for like my, how do we say, like more up market watches, if that makes sense, or watches from like more reputable brands, whatever way you want to spin it. And then the second reason for not including Earnshaw watches is I can literally never ever remember the names of the watches, hence in the video I just say this one from Earnshaw. So now that that's out of the way, let's get into the collection. So what I'll actually start with is I'll start with a piece that probably became more known than I did. So in the early days of TikTok, before my Instagram account blew up. So this is the Seiko tank, SUP880. Now this does come on a black leather strap. I went to a local jewelers and they sourced me this mesh, gold mesh strap. The mesh strap cost just as much as the piece itself. So this was a piece that was very popular in my early Let's Get Dressed videos, and yeah, lots of the comments were about this piece. So I don't wear it that often anymore, almost never. I do need to buy a new strap because as you can tell the buckle has snapped off, but yeah, very special sentimental piece. Next we will go with quote unquote my first luxury watch, which is this one. It is the Raymond Weil Maestro Moon Phase. And as you can see, it is on a mesh strap. If you see these in jewelers or watch stores, they're almost always on a black leather strap. And a few years ago I was an ambassador for Raymond Weil. So that's how I got my hands on this one. And then so basically how it works is they send you a PDF of pieces within a collection that you're allowed to pick from. And I saw this on the mesh and I loved the Moon Phase sub-dial. I loved the blue dial just popped from the silver. I loved how clean and simple it was. If I wanted to be really picky, I would have not gone with a date window if I was Raymond Weil, me personally. I'd have also not done a display case back. I know like people like seeing the movement inside, but that's a big piece of crystal. So if this was not a display case back, this could be way thinner. And personally, I think it would be a neater, tidier watch if the case was a little bit slimmed down. So I would have got rid of the display case back personally if it was me. But this was the first watch that I owned that was quote unquote a nice watch, like from a luxury brand, so to speak. Probably my first Swiss made watch. Sticking with Raymond Weil, the second watch I got while I was an ambassador for them is this. So I always wanted a two-tone piece with an integrated bracelet, so I went for the Raymond Weil Parsifal. I loved the clean white dial. Again, if I was being really picky, I'd have got rid of the date window and just had a completely clean dial. This is a quartz movement, so like what some Cartier watches do, they remove the second hand, so it's just the hour and the minute marker. This is absolutely stunning piece. I think what Raymond Weil do that a lot of people don't like is some of the pieces are almost homage like. For example, this has got a stone in the crown, which obviously gives very Cartier vibes. But absolutely stunning watch, and again, no display case back on this one, so it is super thin, super low profile. That integrated bracelet allows the watch to kind of curve, so it sits on the wrist really nice. You can really see there, like it really hugs the wrist. It's beautiful. This needs a battery and a service. So from there we'll jump back into Seiko. This is a Seiko Presage, I think that's how you say it. This is a GMT. I was gifted this by Rock Jewelers when I was going to the Kentucky Derby, and this is actually a limited edition. There's no more of these. They are completely sold out, so you cannot get your hands on one. This is number 1361 of 2,000 pieces. This is a sold out piece, so you'll only get it on the second-hand market. It does come on a steel bracelet, not a silicone rubber one. I swapped it out for a rubber one because I was doing like cold plunges and getting in and out of the water, and I just wanted something a little bit more kind of rough and ready on the silicone strap. Like when you're in like just like swim shorts or wherever else and you've got it on the silicone strap, it looks really sport. In my opinion, it looks really sporty. And then when you're like in and out of the water, the silicone strap, it just works really well for me personally. So the last Seiko that I will feature on here, as you all know if you follow me on Instagram, I have a lot of Seikos, but this one when I wear gets a hell of a lot of attention when I wear it on Instagram or TikTok, and it is this Seiko 5 on a two-tone bracelet. Gives very much Rolex Datejust vibes. If you look very closely, I don't know if you can see there, but the day is in Arabic. If you twist the crown, it'll do English, and if you twist it again, it'll do Arabic. So it's got a day and date function here at 3 o'clock. But the thing with this piece is this is actually a Franken watch for two reasons. This dial, this brown dial, not original. This strap, also not original. So like the first Seiko that I showed you, I went to a local jewelers and asked them to source me a gold mesh bracelet. I've done the exact same thing with this. I went to a jewelers, asked them to source me a two-tone bracelet on a clasp that was the same gold as the dial, because I wanted it to give those kind of from a distance Rolex Datejust kind of vibes, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. The actual timepiece itself cost me about 80 euros, and the strap cost me more than the watch did as well. So that's two Seikos where I paid more for the aftermarket strap than I did for the piece itself. So now we will go on to probably the first quote-unquote luxury watch brand that I purchased myself, and it is a manual wind, so you actually have to wind the crown up yourself in order for it to run, and it is my beautiful 1963 Omega Geneve. It is what I got for my 30th birthday from my parents. It's what I asked for and it's what I got. We obviously got it second hand. It wasn't very expensive. It was only like less than 400 euros. Again, it's a perfect dress watch. It's super slim, super low profile. It is a time only function, so no date window, no sub dials, no nothing. Lovely kind of patinage champagne dial. Sits super small, super snug on the wrist. This is a 36, I think. My first real luxury watch. I know I had the Raymond Weils, but they were gifted to me as part of an ambassador program, while this one was purchased for me. Sticking with Omega, we have this is the Swatch Omega collaboration, the MoonSwatch. This is the Mission to Mars edition. Yeah, like, it's completely plastic. The pushers are plastic. It comes on a cool white nylon strap. It is water resistant. I would not swim with this, although it looks like you could, but I definitely wouldn't. I I would absolutely describe this as a toy watch. It's a bit of fun. They actually go for, in my opinion, ridiculous money on the second-hand market, and that's just because it's very difficult to walk into a Swatch store and buy them. They're generally always sold out. For a watch that, in my opinion, is not very good, they are in high demand for some strange reason. I bought this at retail in the Swatch shop in London. As you can tell by the cleanliness of the strap, I don't wear that much. If you do happen to buy one, top tip, swap the strap around. I've inverted the strap so it actually sits neater, like a more conventional watch strap, as opposed to when it's swapped over. I'm assuming they've done that so the Swatch sign is facing out and you see the Swatch logo before the Omega one. But yeah, it's just a fun watch. It's an expensive toy. In my opinion, it's an expensive toy. So now we're almost to the end. We've 3 more pieces. So this is a vintage piece which I found a guy on Instagram, Old Timer Watches I think his Instagram handle is. I'll leave it in the description below. But I saw this on his Instagram. It actually came up on my Explore feed, and then I clicked in and liked it. It actually wasn't this piece, it was a Seiko Ellipse. So what Seiko are very good at doing is homages to some very, very big brands. Hence the Seiko tank is obviously a homage to the Cartier tank. And I saw an Ellipse, which was an homage to the Patek Philippe Ellipse, which is one of my favorite watches. So I went onto his website hoping to get a Seiko Ellipse. It was sold out, but I did. This is a vintage Citizen. I think it's from the 60s or 70s maybe. The reference is 5062667. I just loved this like octagon case, the two-tone nature of it as well, which I really loved. And then just that dial, the little detail on the dial is absolutely beautiful, and it does have a day and date function at 3 as well. Personally, I'd have dropped that. If I was designing this watch, I'd have taken the day and date function off it and just left the dial to be a little bit cleaner. The only thing I dislike about this watch is the bracelet was completely like mangled when I got it. So all of the removable links were on one side. So getting the links removed in order to get the watch to fit me means that the clasp is, when like not centered, like it's not directly underneath, and it's not even close. It's actually way closer to the side of my wrist. It's here. That's where the buckle is to open. It's literally on the side of my wrist, and it makes this piece a little less enjoyable to wear. It's why you don't see me wear it that often. So I may try get this strap. I may try get this bracelet kind of realigned. I obviously do have all the links, so it's probably going to be a matter of like, these ones can't be removed. They are not removable links, so it might be a case where I have to order a whole brand new bracelet. And this bracelet is, as you can see, well worn. So now we've gone through all of that, and we get into what I consider my 2 kind of pride and joys, my 2 big boys. So the first one here, we have a 2002 Tank Must XL reference 0053 with box and papers. Appropriate that I'm wearing this particular roll neck, but this here is the 0057 green on green Tank Must. So I'd never owned anything from Cartier before, until now. So we collaborated with the Swiss Watch Club here in Dublin, and this beautiful piece with box and papers. And just look how beautiful the Cartier packaging like is. It's stunning. That's a beauty. And then last but not least, we have this. This is a 1960s Patek Philippe golden ellipse, reference 3546. This is one of my grail watches. I've loved this watch from the moment I ever saw the first ever one. So the Cartier tank, that tank must, is a quartz movement. This vintage Patek is a manual wind, so like the Omega Geneve, you manually wind the crown, which wounds up the spring on the inside, which powers the watch. So it's really, really petite, delicate, sits on the wrist really nice. It's unbelievably beautiful. So two watches that I've always considered to be like my grail watches was one, the Patek Ellipse, and the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso. Pretty much any reference of the Reverso, I absolutely love that watch. But yeah, the Ellipse is just one, it's a Patek, and two, like, it just fits my style. I dress quite formally pretty much every single day, and I mean, this is like the ultimate dress watch between a Cartier or a Patek Ellipse. Like, they're literally the perfect dress watches. So I find them really easy to style. I find this incredibly easy to style, incredibly easy to wear. I had it in Florence for Pitti Uomo, and I just found myself being able to wear it with pretty much any outfit that I managed to throw together. I can also imagine me wearing this on like a vacation or a holiday in just some like shorts and a t-shirt and the Ellipse, or like, it's not waterproof like by any means, so I won't be getting in the pool with it, but you know, that kind of like at the bar by the pool in just a shirt and some shorts and the Ellipse on the wrist. I'm obsessed with this piece. So without going through the tons and tons of Seiko tanks that, like, Franken watches that I've picked up in flea markets or on eBay, or the Earnshaw watches, that would be what I would consider my watch collection, without deep diving into all the other stuff. These are the pieces that are important to me. So I hope that gives you a little bit of a glimpse into my collection. As it grows, we will update these videos. I'm a watch guy, don't get me wrong. Like, I love watches. One, money is an issue, because watches are bloody expensive. Two, I work directly with the Swiss Watch Club here in Dublin, so I can't, even if money wasn't an option, I couldn't just go and buy from anywhere, because I have a really good relationship with the Swiss Watch Club Dublin. And don't cheat on your girlfriend, don't cheat on your barber, don't cheat on your tailor, don't cheat on your watch guy. I'm going to add to that list. But I'm absolutely obsessed with this collection, and as I add to the collection, we'll update these videos. But that's it for now. I don't know if I have any major watch purchases on the horizon for this year. It'll depend how work goes. We've got some pretty big projects we're launching this year, so depending on how successful those projects are will depend on if I add any more pieces to the collection. A Reverso would be absolutely immense to add to the collection, but also I'd love to add like a proper vintage Rolex, but like a sports one, maybe like a vintage Air King, or a vintage Datejust, or maybe a vintage Oyster Perpetual, something along those lines. I think like a vintage Rolex sports watch would be really cool, but it would all depend on the reference, and it would all depend on the look of the actual piece, how the dial's patinaed, how the bracelet is, how the case is, all that sort of stuff. And then maybe there is an Omega Speedmaster Dual Time, but they have a shrunk version, because as you can tell by the Cartier and the Ellipse and some of the other pieces, I prefer smaller profile watches, and that Speedmaster is one of the smaller references of a Speedmaster, so maybe we'll try source one of them. There's obviously a few more Cartiers that I like. I love the Tank Basquilan, which is a case made by Jaeger-LeCoultre. And then obviously Tank Solos, Tank Americans, but we're talking major money and major investments, and that'll take years and years and years for me to cultivate a collection like that. So maybe if we work hard enough and the universe is nice enough to us, if we're nice enough to ourselves and nice enough to the universe, hopefully it repays us. But I hope that gives you a little glimpse into my collection and into the goals of my future collection, what I'd love to add to it. So that's that. Happy 2024. I know this is my first video of 2024, I think. Yeah, it is. But we have a lot of big plans in 2024. I have someone that's going to help me edit these videos so we can try get them out at a little bit more of a regular kind of pace routine. My goal this year is to do one YouTube video a week. That is my New Year's resolution, and I'm putting it out there now, so I need to stick to it. So yeah, YouTube is a big plan for me this year. It was last year, and I feel like I failed that, although we did break 20,000 subs, which is absolutely amazing, but I do feel that I need to be uploading more consistently onto this platform, not just shorts. I think I do shorts really well because I create those videos anyways for the other platforms, but like this long form content I need to be better at. So we have lots of big projects and big plans happening this year, and I'm really excited to bring you guys along on the journey, because I wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff without you. You've made all of this possible, so it's only fair that I bring you along for this mental ride. So with that, remember to please subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment to let me know if there's any pieces in this collection that you really liked. Let me know if there's any pieces that you love that you think I should check out, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.